Or maybe you just don't have anything to do. Maybe you're working at home. Maybe you are not at school anymore. Well, here is my new segment. Top 10 shows to watch while you were quarantined. Now, some of these shows you might have already watched, but some of them you probably haven't. And some of these I actually haven't. But now I'm excited to be able to binge some of these, and I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts. Now, a lot of these are kind of just taken from some of my personal favorites. Some of these might not be my personal favorites, but are easy binges. It's going to be a fun list at that, guys, so make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. What are some shows, or in general, what shows would you have added to this list? Let's comment down below. Let's have some great discussions down there as well. And just a big thing to you and a big thing to everyone who is clicking on this video, because we are all trying to survive, and I'm wearing this shirt because I'm frustrated that all these movies are getting delayed. But without further ado, let's get started. So coming down at my number 10 is actually going to be a show that I've never seen, and it's The Wire. It's a show that many people have spoken about. It seems like many of actors have actually gotten their start at in, or maybe this was like the first spot that everyone started reputizing and like looking at them in. All I know is it seems that it's about cops, and there seems to be different types of storylines for each and every season. I know nothing more than that, but that's actually what makes me excited to kind of binge and go into this, because I've heard it's one of the best television shows ever made. And also coming in at my number 9, I decided to choose Westworld, which, let me tell you this, I got two things: reviews on this channel and an in-depth discussion podcast for each episode over on Griffin Schiller's channel, Film Speak, where we go into Westworld very highly detailed. I love Westworld. I love the first 2 seasons, and the second season really took the season to like the next level in my opinion, and I'm so excited to see what season 3 could do. And this is the best time to kind of binge it. It actually starts tonight. Well, by the time this video goes up, it'll have already been up, but this is the best time to start binging it, and you definitely should. Coming in at my number 8, hey, if you need something to do and you finally got Disney Plus, well, The Mandalorian's a very easy binge at that. Let me tell you, I love The Mandalorian, and it's one of those shows that the more it kind of started going, the more I kind of got what it was all about. This is a great time to binge it. It's a very easy binge. You could easily do it in one afternoon and then move on to one of the next shows, but trust me, the best part about it is it has Baby Yoda, and you should definitely check it out because it has Baby Yoda. And coming up at number 7 is one of the most hilarious but also one of the most surprising shows I've ever watched, and that is Marvelous Miss Maisel. What an amazing show. I've loved each and every season of this. There's currently 3 seasons, each an hour-long episode. And it's one of those shows that really just grabs you and never lets you go, especially from the first episode of why you start seeing her, of where she starts going. It's about this girl who just wants to become a stand-up comedian after her cheating husband cheats on her and sends her down this path. It's truly a hilarious show, and it's one of the ones that really, every time it comes back around each year, I just get a giant smile, and I just sit down and binge it all in one sitting. Speaking of Amazon Prime shows, we also have The Boys, which the second season is coming out later this year, hopefully, if it hasn't been delayed because of all this, the virus and everything going about. But The Boys is one of those shows that, yes, it is based off a comic book. Yes, it's made by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. The unique thing about this show, though, that I must put out there is that my dad, who is not a big fan of comic books, superheroes, any of that stuff, he's not the biggest fan of it. I think he maybe likes 3 superhero films at that. He loves this show. And it seems like this is a giant satire towards comic book films, but also taking it in a very serious light. I love this show. The first season was incredible, and I cannot wait to see what the second season brings us. Because this show is not just shocking, it's twisted, it's violent, but at the same time, it's very unique. Before we get to my top 5, guys, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what shows you guys are going to be binging during this quarantine. Have you seen any of these? Have you not? Is it time to watch these? Let's discuss it. And also, I have some honorable mentions that, of course, I did want to mention. Some of these being You, which I think is a very easy binge show that's kind of cringy, but kind of worth it. Russian Doll was one of the most fascinating kind of Groundhog Day scenarios you could possibly check out. The Outsiders just finished out on HBO, and it's very bleak, but also one of the most atmospheric shows that I've watched in quite a while. Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance on Netflix was totally shunned out, and it should have been looked at more people. And of course, Watchmen on HBO was also another great show. There's quite a few other ones that I could put in here. Hunters, I'm actually really excited to start watching. John Krasinski's, Tom Clancy's, what is it called? I can't even think of it. Dang Dang it, Jack Reacher. There you go. Finally came to my head. I'm not going to edit that out because it's kind of funny. But that's really another good one as well. There's so many good shows, but these are some honorable mentions that I had to throw out. And coming up, my number 5 is going to be Barry. It's one of my favorite current television shows on the internet right now. It's fantastic. It's not just hilarious, but it's also very dramatic and actually emotionally engaging. One of my favorite things about the show, though, is even though each episode is only 30 minutes long, there's something about it is that the way that it just clicks in, and by the end of that next episode, you want to get to the next one because it ends in such a way. Season 3 should be coming out later this year, and I'm excited to see what they do after Season 2, especially by the way that it ended. Bill Hader not just writes it, but stars in it and actually directs some of the episodes, and it's absolutely one of the most fascinating shows right now. Coming up, my number 4 is a 3-season show. It's Stranger Things. Now, I actually know quite a few people who have never seen Stranger Things. This is the time to watch Stranger Things because Season 4 should be coming out late December, maybe early January next year, and it's one of the shows that really sucks you in and doesn't let you go. It feels those nostalgic minds of many people, of, say, older adults, or even kind of showing up to the 80s and all that sorts of flair to younger audience members, and that's kind of what gets this show so right. It's also very much engrossing with these characters, and the way that you kind of see them grow over the last 3 seasons was quite spectacular. And coming up, my number 3 is going to be The Leftovers, one of my favorite shows of all time. This is a show that really just, it's a slow show, but it's one that's very much easier to binge, and I cannot emphasize that enough. The way that the show portrays is that the first season I thought was really good, but the second and third season takes it to such a next level that I think they are both hailed as masterpieces. It's one of the most engaging shows. Imagine if you just woke up and like 7% of the world had disappeared. I could get the percentage wrong, but imagine if 7% of the world had disappeared. It's about what happened to those people. It's about what happened and how do people survive afterwards. It's so engaging and it's so engrossing. And coming up, my number 2 is one of the most hilarious shows I've ever watched in my entire life, and it's actually coming to Netflix very soon. It's on Hulu right now, and that is Community. This has 6 seasons, and maybe we'll get a movie one day, but it's fantastic. I mean, this is where Donald Glover got to start. This is where Alison Brie got to start. This is truly one of the most hilarious shows I've ever watched. It's one of the most smartest shows I've ever watched. It's also where the Russo brothers got their start at. If you've never seen this show, you probably should. Give it the first few episodes, get into the show, because it's very funny how the first season's completely different from season 2 and season 3. Season 4 is a little bit of a letdown, but then it gets back into it in season 5. It's very much one of the best television shows ever created. And coming in my number 1 is one that I'm kind of going to cheat on, and that is Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. What a better time to binge both. Watch Better Call Saul. It's seriously one of the best television shows ever created, and it's actually right up there with Breaking Bad personally for me. This new season is absolutely great, and the way that it's kind of just engaging us all as human beings is one of my favorite things right now. But really, it's a prequel to Breaking Bad, but it's, they hailed it as a spin-off, but it's more of a prequel, kind of showing the layers of where it goes for Better Call Saul. And when you're watching Breaking Bad, it makes you care about Saul just a bit more. Then once you get them Breaking Bad, then you get the El Camino afterwards. What a great little saga you have all right there, guys. Hey, guys, thank you guys so much for clicking on this, though. You guys are seriously all the best. Of course, until next time, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more things about what to do in the quarantine. I got tons of other top 10 lists coming very soon. Make sure to head on over to SandwichOnFilms.com to see films early once those advanced screens start coming back. And of course, guys, thank you to you, and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. My name's Zach, and of course, until next time, stay classy.